How's it going, y'all? TimesFan920. Today we're back at it with some MTG. This is kind of a different video than I usually do for sure. But there's one card that got previewed today. Today's the first day of M21 spoilers. One card that got previewed today that kind of caught my eye and is very different. This is Rin and Seri Inseparable. This is 1 Naya color, so 4 mana overall for a 4/4 legendary dog cat creature. It says whenever you cast a dog spell, create a 1/1 cat token. When you cast a cat spell, create a 1/1 dog token. Then finally, you can pay red, green, and white and tap it. Rin and Seri Inseparable deals damage to any target equal to the number of dogs you control. You gain life equal to the number of cats you control. So, very interesting spoiler for the new set. And it's important to note they've also said that hounds do count as dogs now. When you look in like an arena or Scryfall or anything like that, we actually don't have a lot of dogs in standard. But for hounds, there are quite a few. But I figured, seeing this, I know a lot of people love tribal stuff, and we did get an awesome little Lord as well, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But Rin and Seri Inseparable here, this kind of got the creative juice flowing, and I wanted to know, are there actually brewable cats and dogs in standard right now? So I figured we'd take a look at that. So I was saying there's another dog here that got spoiled today. There's also Pack Leader. It is 1 and a white for a 2/2. Other dogs you control get +1/+1, which is super cool because it actually doesn't count as a dog, or it's not legendary. So kind of like Inspiring Veteran, Inspiring Captain, whatever it is for the Knights deck, you can stack those Lords there and pump up the whole team. Whenever Pack Leader attacks, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to dogs you control. So this thing and all the other dogs you control swing in, they're not getting hurt whatsoever. That's a pretty big deal, and that's a pretty big get to have a Lord like that for so cheap. So now, without further ado, let's look at some cats and dogs that are already in standard and see if this actually has the potential of being playable or not. So we'll start off with the cats here, just kind of go through some of these. Charm Stray, not very playable. Garrison Cat possibly is, though. I'm going to just start adding these to the right just so we can kind of keep track of playable cats. It's a 1 mana 1/1 that makes a token when it dies. Nothing super impressive, but it's a 1 drop the deck and 1, and it makes a creature when it dies, so that's not too bad. Twilight Panther is trash. Johnny's Pride Mate's pretty good. I mean, it depends on the lifelink. We'll add this in there just for the time being anyway to have. Hero of the Pride, garbage. Leon under the Lost Pride, garbage. Garbage, garbage, garbage. Okay? Next up, garbage, but we get Cub Warden here. Cub Warden is a pretty good creature, and the fact that you can have something that can make multiple creatures, you mutate this for 4 mana and you got 3 cats out of it, all of a sudden that makes the card that we talked about earlier really, really good. So I think we had the Cub Warden in there for sure, and again, we're kind of just putting these in there, just to do it. Next up is Huntmaster Liger, aka King Caesar. Don't quite think that one's going to be good enough. It is a 3 mana thing that can mutate. But there's not enough mutate targets in the deck right now, so I think this one we'd leave out. Garbage, garbage. Blue spells, we only have the 2 Frostlinks. It doesn't really matter anyway. And since it's Naya colors, you probably don't want to go to 4 colors. So we'll always skip Cauldron Familiar if we can anyway, but garbage, garbage. Garbage. Now, the sad thing is, in red here, you don't get any really useful cats out of this. Chandra's Emerald Cat, Feral Macaw, and Ferocious Tigerilla. I mean, it's a great name, but it's just not a super good card. We leave out of there. In green, Generous Stray. The only person that plays Generous Spray is Sparky. If anybody's playing Sparky, he loves some Generous Spray, but not playable. Keeper of Fables perhaps is playable enough, just at the top end, to make any time you deal combat damage to a player, you draw a card, but I don't think that's really worth it there. These colors here don't matter, except for Lurrus. Lurrus could potentially mutate, or, if you're playing a Naya deck, it's 1 white, white. That has the possibility of being used there. You wouldn't want to use this as a companion, but I'm going to go ahead and throw it in there. Just as a maybe, but I wouldn't expect us to play that, but just to kind of see what's available. So far, it's all white creatures, which is kind of discouraging. Necropanther is okay, but again, I don't think we want to play black in this. We leave that out. Garbage doesn't work in the deck. Doesn't really work in the deck. You're not a cat. Why is it saying that? Oh, Vindicator. Bronze-eyed Lion, though, especially when you have Naya colors, not too bad. So we got some things here. Kahira could actually be really good here because everything we'd want to have. Well, I guess this kind of sucks because you want dogs too, and dogs don't work. Darn you, Kahira! You were so close. Fronlin Felidar, probably not, unless you just happen to have a bunch of different cats there. This is a dino. This is just too expensive for what it is. And finally, you're not a cat. You're a cat, but you're just not good enough. So, looking at it right away, we've got some cats in here, and some are decently playable. Like, this has the makings of something that looks okay, but nothing super exciting. Let's look at dogs real quick. We only have the Resolute Watchdog, which he's a good boy, but just not good enough for the deck. And if we do Hound, again, nothing too crazy here. Kunaro's not a bad idea, and maybe there's enough black payoffs where you could go Abzan or something like this. But with you wanting to play Naya, I think it's just too important to have those cards there. So I think this is really going to come down to what cards get spoiled in M21. I know a lot of people want to see this deck happen, and I'd be all for it. As it stands currently, that doesn't look like a ton of support from me, but it's more support than I thought it might be. So we have, say we just do 4 of all these. That's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. We're going to have some more support for it, obviously. I would imagine there may be a Cat Lord if there's a Dog Lord also. Being able to have both of those would be pretty cool, and then maybe you can make some things happen here. But just a quick video. I know it's kind of a weird one here, and if you hate it, you can tell me, and I won't get upset too much. It's just whenever these spoiler seasons start, I get the creative juices flowing. I've already got things I want to do with a new Ugin. I've already got things I want to do with a new tutor. There's just, my mind goes crazy. But we're going to let it take its course here. I'll wait for some more spoilers before we actually start doing some deck techs, and we'll play some standard ranked, all that fun stuff. Hope you all enjoy. Do you think this is going to be a real deck? What are you looking forward to building? Just all those kind of things I'm interested in. Hope you all enjoyed. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.